/329136464149083. Understanding spoken and written language disorders. An overview. Introduction. Definition of spoken and written language disorders. Spoken language disorders involve difficulties in the verbal expression or comprehension of language, while written language disorders pertain to challenges in reading, writing, and spelling. Stress on the impact of these disorders on daily communication and academic performance. Importance of effective communication skills. Highlight the essential role of communication in personal, academic, and professional spheres. Illustrate how language disorders can hinder social interactions and academic achievements. Overview of the presentation structure. Briefly outline the main topics to be covered: types, causes, assessment, and intervention for both spoken and written language disorders. Types of spoken language disorders. Expressive language disorders. Elaborate on difficulties expressing thoughts and ideas coherently. Example: limited vocabulary, incorrect word usage, and grammatical errors in spoken language. Receptive language disorders. Explain challenges in understanding spoken language. Example: difficulty following complex instructions or grasping the meaning of spoken information. Causes of spoken language disorders. Neurodevelopmental factors. Discuss how brain development plays a crucial role. Example: abnormalities in brain structure or function affecting language processing. Genetic predispositions. Explore the genetic links to language disorders. Example: family history of language-related difficulties. Environmental influences. Highlight external factors impacting language development. Example: lack of exposure to language-rich environments. Hearing impairments. Explain how hearing issues can contribute to language disorders. Example: persistent ear infections affecting auditory input. Assessment and diagnosis. Importance of early detection. Emphasize the significance of identifying language disorders early. Example: early intervention leading to better outcomes in language development. Speech and language assessments. Discuss standardized tests and observational tools. Example: assessing vocabulary, grammar, and articulation. Collaboration with speech-language pathologists. Stress the role of professionals in the diagnosis process. Example: collaborative efforts between educators and speech therapists. Multidisciplinary approach to diagnosis. Highlight the involvement of various professionals. Example: inclusion of psychologists, audiologists, and educators in the assessment process. Intervention for spoken language disorders. Speech therapy techniques. Explain strategies used by speech therapists. Example: articulation exercises, language drills, and interactive games. Augmentative and alternative communication, AAC. Discuss the use of communication devices. Example: communication boards or electronic devices for nonverbal individuals. Parent and caregiver involvement. Stress the importance of a supportive home environment. Example: encouraging parents to engage in language building activities with their children. Individualized education plans, IEPs. Explain the customization of educational strategies. Example: tailoring curriculum and accommodations to meet the unique needs of students with language disorders. This is an outline extension for the first half of the presentation. Please let me know if you'd like the continuation for the remaining slides. Types of written language disorders. Dyslexia. Definition: difficulty in reading and spelling, often linked to phonological processing challenges. Example: struggling to connect sounds to letters, leading to difficulty in decoding words. Dysgraphia. Definition: impaired handwriting and written expression, often involving motor coordination issues. Example: messy handwriting, difficulty organizing thoughts on paper. Causes of written language disorders. Neurobiological factors. Explanation: underlying brain abnormalities affecting written language processing. Example: differences in the brain's processing of written language in individuals with dyslexia. Genetic components. Explanation: inherited factors contributing to a predisposition for written language disorders. Example: presence of specific genetic markers in families with a history of dysgraphia. Environmental factors. Explanation: external influences impacting the development of written language skills. Example: limited access to books and writing materials affecting literacy development. Educational influences. Explanation: classroom experiences and teaching methods affecting written language acquisition. Example: inadequate exposure to effective reading instruction leading to reading difficulties. Assessment and diagnosis of written language disorders. Psychoeducational assessments. Explanation: comprehensive evaluations focusing on cognitive and academic abilities. Example: assessing reading comprehension, spelling, and writing fluency. Identification of specific areas of difficulty. Explanation: pinpointing the exact challenges a student faces in written language. Example: recognizing difficulties in decoding or encoding written information. Differentiating between spoken and written language disorders. Explanation: recognizing the unique aspects of written language challenges. Example: distinguishing between a struggle to articulate verbally and difficulty expressing ideas in writing. Intervention for written language disorders. Orton-Gillingham approach for dyslexia. Explanation: structured, multisensory approach to teaching reading and spelling. Example: using tactile and auditory techniques to reinforce letter-sound relationships. Assistive technology for writing. Explanation: integration of tools to support writing tasks. Example: speech-to-text software for students with dysgraphia. Specialized instruction and accommodations. Explanation: tailoring teaching methods and providing necessary adjustments. Example: extended time for writing assignments or alternative assessments for students with written language challenges. Collaboration between educators, parents, and specialists. Explanation: team approach for effective support. Example: regular communication between teachers, parents, and specialists to adjust strategies based on progress. Conclusion and future directions. Recap of key points. Emphasize the diversity of language disorders and the importance of early identification and intervention. Encouragement for a supportive and inclusive educational environment. Stress the significance of creating environments that nurture all aspects of language development. Continued research and advancements in the field of language disorders. Highlight ongoing efforts in understanding and addressing language disorders for improved outcomes. Applied Linguistics Group uploaded this video. Dr. Khalid Malik, the founder, has a PhD in Applied Linguistics to Seoul. He taught at many foreign universities with 25 research papers, 6 books on linguistics, and has a postdoc fellowship abroad. Join Applied Linguistics Group at youtube.com/@1966 Pakistani or use a QR code to join our Facebook group at https://www.facebook.com/groups/329136464149083.